G'day YouTube. Today I'm going to be using the Merkur Progress. This is an adjustable razor and I've dropped a Astra blade inside. So I find Astra blades are always a great mild razor blade and a very forgiving razor blade. I'm going to be using the Pure by Gillette. This is a kind of a more natural product that they produce. I used this on my first video to do the testing of the King C Gillette razor, which I found to be quite an excellent razor, a mild but excellent razor. And today, instead of doing a face lather with my fingers, I'm going to be using brush and bowl. Then I'm going to be following that up post-shave with some tea tree and witch hazel. And for my aftershave balm, Prorasso, the green tea and oat. So let's get into it. That popular, it just left my face yesterday really like, I still had the razor burn when I was laying on the pillow at night going to sleep. I got a lot of irritation from yesterday's review. So if you want to check that review out, the Feather Popular, which is the butterfly twist to open. Just start by wetting the face. Next, I get my trusty spoon. Now, because I think Gillette does a lot of R&D, I think this is meant to use fingers on a wet face. And in the first shave that I did with this on the King C Gillette, it was very lubricating. I don't think it's really meant for brush and bowl, but we're going to give it a try. So I put like probably 3 or 4 times the amount that I normally use of a soap. Just because it is soft and I feel that it's not going to be as lubricating once you aerate it. So with my brush, warm water, knock out all the water pretty much, and then we'll add water as we need it. I like to place anything that's really soft directly onto my brush and then start the bowl lather. It smells good. I actually quite like that. I don't normally buy Gillette products, but this thing was like so cheap, $4. And I did buy it. At the moment in Sydney at Chemist Warehouse, it's like $4. And look at that. Came straight up, I didn't need much water at all. And for me, I don't like mountains of foam, but let's see what that feels like. Yeah, that for me, I'm happy with that. I try to knock out as much of the air as possible to get a tighter foam, so it's more lubricating for me. Yeah, and I'll just explain. It's only like at the end of the day, what the soap and cream is really doing is protecting your skin. It's providing a layer of lubrication to your skin, and it's only that first millimeter, 2 millimeter, where the hair and the skin meet. That's all it's providing. So having a big, thick, huge amount of foam on the face, it's just going to be cleared away by the razor. You know, it's only that contact that you need, and the richer that first initial, millimeter or 2 is, and the more dense it is, the more lubrication you need. So I think you're better off having a thinner layer than huge amounts of foam on the face. So let's go. Now the Merkur Progress is a very popular razor with wet shavers. People like it on the forums, and they compare it to the Parker variant, but that Parker variant has a lot of problems. Because as you open it up, the Parker variant, the blade gap is not symmetrical. So we're going to have a bit of a feel. That's really a lot of lather. So always test it. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's not as good as the finger and on the face. So this has a little knob. This is on, it starts with the plus, which is about what I would consider half, and then it moves up to 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and it goes all the way up to 5. So if you're new, I generally recommend that people, if this is your first razor, start with it like a 2. You know, as soon as it starts cutting, that's all what you want. Today, I'm going to be starting with a 3, and the Astra blade is in there, and we're ready to go. And because this is an adjustable, it doesn't feel like the sound. It's a bit, it changes, and it doesn't have any. It just the soap collects in these channels. I don't know if you can see, but there's no holes in the bottom. So you do need to rinse this out fairly regularly, especially if you have a lot of foam, because it just gets stuck there, and that's something that, you know, I really I don't like about this razor. I've been talking. That lather dries up a bit. Let's see how we went. Yeah, it did a pretty good job. Certainly cleaned off more than the Popular, but still, I think so far you can't go wrong with that King C Gillette for $30. This is, I don't know, about $80 or $90 Australian, and it's a good razor. It's good. But another thing that I about adjustables is that as you adjust, the spring mechanism, this has something in it that's very mentholy, that's very fresh, very pepperminty, because it has a slight sting on the face. This cream, and it can be lathered. Yeah, it certainly can be lathered. Yeah, is that as you let it out, it kind of decreases the pinch on the blade. And so I find that there's a lot more blade feel, obviously, as you get more aggressive, but there's a bit more chatter. It feels like the blade is not as snug and really slicing against the hair. So, you know, adjustables are not as good as as something which is just a fixed plate. And because I had a lot of irritation today, I'm just going to be doing a lot of irritation from that Feather Popular. I'm just going to be doing 2 passes with a little touch up, because my skin was so angry. no irritation with this at all. Just have a bit of a feel and do any touch-ups. So. So that's 2 passes with a touch-up, and this Merkur Progress, you can't knock it. It's really an excellent razor. I mean, it has a few faults. There's no doubt, like, you need to rinse it out more often than, say, some of the others, but I've got what I would say a very good, close, comfortable shave with that. In 2 passes really quickly. Nothing wrong with that. So I really like it. I've used this thing a bit, and 3 is kind of like a sweet spot for me. Some people, they like to dial it up for the first pass and then dial it down for subsequent passes, and other people, once they dial in the right level that they like a 3, they'll stick on that. Anyway, for me that's a close, comfortable shave after 2 passes and a touch-up. I'm going to be using my witch hazel and tea tree and just cleaning off the face. It really does the job. Yeah. If I was to do another pass after yesterday, my skin would just go really red again. So just save the skin. Some aftershave. Just a Prorasso. And then the Sauvage that my wife loves. Just savor that. Okay, that's it. Third video. Merkur Progress. The only thing that my biggest criticism is that I would like to be lather channels down the bottom to allow more lather to escape rather than having to rinse off in these big things that can collect a lot of the lather. The plastic handle, when I first saw it, I thought that looks a bit odd. I like all metal, but it kind of grew on me, and I know that they sell in the United States these caps that can replace this, or you can buy a much more expensive refurbished new one with a metal cap, but I just think it looks art deco. It looks kind of cool. It's a chrome razor, it's heavy, and it really does a great job. And if this was your first razor, you could definitely use this for life, as long as you took care of it. There's absolutely no problem with this razor. I like it, and the Gillette product did really well. My skin today, oh, that feels, look at that, 2 passes and a touch up. Didn't go against the grain, so you can still feel a little bit of, you know, like if you push into it, but if you go, that's nice. See? You can get away with doing a very quick shave, you know, 1 or 2 passes, or 1 pass with a touch up if you go really aggressive, or 2 passes and a touch up. You know, you can be done in like 5 minutes. People who say shaving takes a long time, it all depends on your skill and how much prep you do. You know, if I did a finger lather and did a finger lather, then use a razor, I'd be done in a few minutes. So it doesn't take that long. If you want to go and do your 3 passes and get really, you know, baby bottom smooth, then you know that's going to take more time. But for me, this is past socially acceptable. This is well into close, comfortable shave plus. So yeah, start my day. Have a good one. See you next video.